Gonna be insane. I'm super excited, but we are going to be starting off on the one, the only funny name, the one who won his own semifinals race, 1 of 12. We're starting it right now. You can see the room, a lot of diversity in the character selection. We got Donkey Kong, we got Roy, we got Waluigi, and that's basically it actually. And Wario here in third place right now. And we see what they're going to be able to do.
Yeah, we appreciate a lot of you tuning in as well. We know that there's some other, 6v6 races going on here on Mario Kart Sunday. But here we go. Tynan here in that second, third position, trailing funny name Arc Ty, and Danny going to be kind of interrupting. Vonnie's going to be in there in third as well. Very quick gap here between the top four.
Yeah, this is actually really, really nice. Really strong mid-pack. There's a little bit, yeah, like you say, a little bit of a gap here as you're seeing, unfortunately, Tynan getting pushed to the back of the pack. We got about 4 racers up here that are trying to battle it out. Danny, unfortunately, loses his ghost going into the second lap, gets around the Waluigi tie, and somehow he doesn't get dragged out. Now he does. Vonnie gonna be the one on Danny's booty, trying to run up, gets through the shortcut, and now only has a shroom, goes past the cars, doesn't run into him. Oh my goodness!
I think those cars may have screened out the Reds. Meanwhile, it is going to be in the back. Vantox and Bear bagging, as those are going to be the players to keep an eye out for if they do make any crazy movement coming up through. Danny going to be trailing here in second with the red to Vonnie. Ty is behind there in third. Vonnie, we know, has that defense of the banana. Danny fires off the reds, going to chain. Vonnie goes down, but the blue is going to go to Danny, but he has a horn or a red. The blooper's in there. No, he takes the hit. It was a red, and Ty backs that boomerang, and Vonnie moves back into second.
Vonnie is here. He is literally the underdog of this entire tournament. Like you said, going to move all the way down to maybe 4th, maybe 5th. No, only saying, there we go. Didn't have a mushroom to take that shortcut. Now Tynan up here. An amazing player. Uses the red. Doesn't get dragged out. That banana, fortunately enough, went to another player. He's going to get around the cars. Gets hit by a
Miles takes him down, and Tynan goes way back. Miles with the second place win. And it's funny name that somehow evades all the catastrophe that takes the lead here in the finals.
That was an insane finish. I really thought Tynan had that second place, but Miles with that beautiful, beautiful green shell snipe, that just shows, like I was talking about Vonnie about this, especially in your semis, a lot of the item play is so much more precise. You still have spam, you still have those unfortunate, not really well-informed plays, but you still have these really specific things that these really good players know how to do. Like that green shell snipe, we wouldn't have seen that any other day.
Yeah, and like one of the things that I know I had to do is I was kind of a closer in this type of a group because of how crazy the mid-pack was, how crazy the running was.
Yeah.
So what kind of did me in, and that was kind of what we saw there, is kind of when you're so used to playing SNS, you're kind of used to getting away with things a little bit, and we're seeing these snipes just so precise. I think in 4 or 5 of my races after billing and starring up and trying to predict that shock, you get hit out on the line. It happened to Tynan, and that's the thing. That 15-point win you thought he was going to have all of a sudden turns into a 5-point gain from that race. 4 points actually for Tynan.
Yeah, it is kind of wild because the fun thing about this is that those are make it or break it kind of situations. That Miles just gained those 5 points, and that could have hurt him a lot. 5 points is going to be huge in this grand finals because everyone's in the money now. Everyone's trying to make more money by getting better spots. So those 5 points going to be absolutely insane.
Yeah, and I mean, Tynan went from, you probably lost arguably 11 points there. So we're going to have to see what's going on there. But Sherbetland going to be here, the stop for race number 2 of 12. Funny out to the lead. And man, this going to be a huge win if Funny Name can pull it off against arguably one of the biggest international fields and domestic fields in LAN history for Mario Kart.
Oh, absolutely. And he has shown up. In the semifinals, he took it pretty strong, not as normal of a lead as we always expect. So this competition is going to try and contest them. They know what they have to do. They deal with this every single week in these top-tier divisions. So we'll see if they're going to be able to take him down.
Looks like in the back, we're going to have Bear bagging as well. There might be, it could be Vantox yet again, or Immortal potentially there in the back. Vonnie here with a Bill in 10th, followed up by the Rang, going to be passing Bear in the 9th. Kansai and another player there in that 7th, 8th spot.
Now we have Danny Fathom, 6 coins to his name. Blue Shell is out. That's going to interrupt him. Very good move. I love that he threw the red forward in case he had a horn or something else to dodge said Blue Shell. So Funny Name's going to have to take the full force of it. Going to lose about 3 seconds on that. And now Tynan working his way up with this Piranha Plant.
Yeah, Tynan here in third. Oh, but it ends right before the banana. He couldn't move because I believe that would have been Jaguars or Kansai there with that green shell in that 4th position or so. Meanwhile, Danny's been on a legitimate tear ever since his 2nd place finish to Casper in Atlanta, Georgia at Momocon. But Danny gets hit out there by Vonnie, but Vonnie might have to be careful. I thought that there was some other item there that wasn't.
Oh.
But huge. You throw a blanket on the top 3 right now.
Yeah, this is insane. Oh, Vonnie's going to get hit by Vantox. He was in a star. He's going to move all the way up to 1st place. Jaguars has red in hand. Danny's right next to him, itemless, but he's going to get hit. Actually had a boomerang.
By the boomerang.
That's Tynan, and now he has a horn. Disrupts the competition. Funny name grabs 3rd.
Funny name grabs 4th. Jaguars did the entire mid to bottom pack there dirty with that horn. Vantox, Ty, Jacob, Funny going to be there. And now it is going to be a tie at the top between Vantox and Funny Name.
Yeah, I mean, we still got a lot more races to go. Anything can still happen. 3rd race coming up, but my goodness, that was insane. That was pretty crazy.
We're trying to look at the chat right now. Bye Ty, says Greg.
We got Ping with the knees in here. We got Galley, Rainbow Star. G-Scores in here. Welcome in. Hope you're enjoying the show. This is going to be an interesting one. This is the first time that the HyperX Arena has done 12 races. So to see whether or not these racers are going to be able to play that consistently, granted all of them play Mogies and stuff. They know how long 12 races is. It's going to be interesting because this is a LAN setting. You've got a whole audience down there of other Mario Kart competitors egging you on, roasting you for your bad plays. It is a whole different environment.
They're right behind you, too.
Home.
It's honestly a lot different environment than a traditional Saturday Night Speedway.
Oh, yeah.
And this is actually more reminiscent of the LAN scene that we kind of have cultivated this entire year, where there are players right behind you in your face. You're hearing reactions. You're hearing noise from potentially the Smash guys over here or the players downstairs. And it's wild. It's chaotic. Yeah. But it's a lot of fun.
It is. It's so much fun. It's the camaraderie, the banter, literally the friendships that you're seeing being built while we're at this tournament. We're going back to Mushroom Gorge. My God, pick another track, man.
I'm not the biggest fan of this, but hey, I didn't have to play it in my semifinal. So
yeah, you're lucky.
You're
lucky. I mean, I made the last gap cut, which I was happy with. I kind of understood what I was doing wrong, but still, I cannot do these counter hops. I cannot get around that mushroom section. The whole point of this map, it's so difficult for me.
Yeah, I'm about 50-50 on my batting average as well. Meanwhile, it is going to be Vantox, Funny. Then it's going to be that Roy player there and Jacob. As, man, we are getting – oh, we're loaded up here, by the way, with drinks. So that is exciting. So back to the action. And here we go. Tynan there in 2nd. Bear here in 5th. He's going to be on that standard bike. There is going to be another Roy Scooty player here in the lobby, I believe. And then as well as Vonnie, who is on the inward.
Yes, absolutely. I like this kind of change up in the characters. It's not just Waluigi Wiggler. As you know, it doesn't really matter that much. You can win with whatever loadout you got, as we're seeing Vonnie making a name for himself, working his way up to 4th place, being the only inward in the lobby at this point. Tynan also with the Donkey Kong Scooty gets shocked, but before the item box is going to move his way up to 1st because that person in 1st got shocked off the mushroom. It's going to be a little bit of a battle. Gets ghosted. Immortal defensiveless. Going around Vantox here. Blue Shell is out, and that's going to be going after Tynan.
Lap 2 and 3 going on to 1 lap to go. By the way, 2 Waluigis did dodge. One of them likely being Vantox. One of them might have been Funny Name, but it could have been Immortal. It could have been Ty. We're going to have to figure that out, but 2 dodges there. Ty in the lead, so it wasn't him. It's likely Vantox and Funny Name then. He's trailing a bomb back onto Jacob there in 2nd place. Jacob goes around.
This is actually insane, having that golden mushroom in hand. Jacob, unfortunately, does not have defense, though, because of that golden mushroom. Vonnie's going to take over 2nd. Red Shell going to hit 4th. Jacob right behind him. There is a star. Shock comes out.
And Funny Name dodges.
No!
This is going to be huge. Good prediction there. Another shock. Funny doesn't dodge it this time. It's going to be a drag race. Ty and Funny, they can't take the gap cut. Who is going to take it? And it is going to be Tynan, then Ty. But is that official? We see lots of false animations. Tynan with 1st. Oh my gosh, Ty in 2nd. They did hang on. Immortal finishing 3rd over the gap cut.
Vonnie drops all the way to 9th because of that double Shockerino. He's in last, but my goodness. What an ending.
That was
you
wild.
redeemed yourself
that
a little
was
bit.
Legitimately
all
wild.
Right.
Great job to Immortal for 3rd. Also, Ty and Tynan hanging on, taking the long route around.
Yeah.
Man, Funny Name kind of, you thought that he had that made. And then all of a sudden, things change on a dime in this game. And, man, you know, that I can feel for that because the amount of stars and bills that I pulled trying to get that SNS junk tier F shock doesn't work here.
It doesn't.
You're for the most part, you're getting pretty tactful shocks.
Yeah.
Minus Paris.
Exactly.
But we'll not talk about that.
I heard a little bit about that one.
Kyle was pretty frustrated. There was a big battle with me, Ariel, and Bear in the back with him. And I got shocked after boxes in 10th. I'm still salty.
That's funny.
We're waiting on one more player to can up, but we do see some Snowland, Dak, Ninja Hideaway, Piranha, New York Minute so far, Grumble.
There's actually a really close. I'm trying to see the scores right now on that corner. We have Funny Name in first. We're seeing Ty in third. I think Vantox is in second. Miles in fourth. Yeah, we got the scores right there. There we go. Tynan Immortal, Jacob Bear. I can't see. Oh, Danny.
Funny with the 1 point lead over Vantox. Ty and Miles are tied for third. Tynan and Immortal and Jacob in a three-way tie for fifth. Then it's Bear, Danny, Kansai, Jaguars. And, man, Vonnie's been playing incredibly well. But, you know, that's what happens. In Mario Kart, he's in last with 6 points.
Yeah. And one of the interesting factors is that, like, what if things changed for Vonnie if he did take that gap cut, do you think? Because he actually went the longer route. And if he had the opportunity to get a little bit more stability for those two shocks, I don't know if it would have changed his run that much, but still, it was just an interesting factor that I saw that it's like, does the gap cut matter that much in terms of where you're going to place?
I also am not an expert with the whole inside drifting dynamic on the gap cut, I'll be honest.
True.
I've been pretty washed when it comes to some of the more advanced tech in the DLC, especially with like things that I'm not comfortable with.
Yeah.
But that could have played a factor as well. Kind of curious in the comments if that is a thing. But we'll see. I mean, it's been a pretty wild ride so far. And, yeah, we got Zorro in here from Spain. Thanks for tuning in. We got JP Givener. Yes, sir. And, man, there's just a lot going on right now.
It is. It is really fun.
Yeah.
Just literally, you're seeing some of the best talent in the LAN community mixing with the international and the traveling community. It's just insane. Like, to me, it's mind-blowing to see these people that you always race with, that you always talk to, that you always see online and in the community, and then you're actually seeing them in person. You're like, okay, I can put a name to a face and really have that, you know, it's a whole nother level of just camaraderie that happens.
It really is. And for me, it's like not even hitting me yet. Like, I'm pretty desensitized to it because we're lucky enough to be in a position where we do go to those conventions and we see players here from all over the world coming borderline like every other week.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like, wow, I actually just like spent, you know, a whole week with Vantox, or wow, you know, back in September, you know, I was Rookie's roommate for a little bit. Like I said, I still doesn't like, you know, doesn't sink in a whole lot. But yeah, it's really cool to meet different players and just socialize too.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I was like, when I saw Danny again, I'm like, I feel like it was just like
I've seen him
seconds ago.
I've been seeing Danny in random places since January of 2020.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm just like, it's so weird how time is just flying. How you just don't realize how much has just happened in this just single year, especially for the Mario Kart community, the competitive community. It's just insane how much it's grown, how much everyone's really met each other and been able to see each other just playing it out and really trying to grow the scene.
Yeah, and you know what's really cool? Like, the scene is so interconnected. Like, this is kind of breaking the fourth wall here a little bit as we're waiting for one more player to can up. But, like, you know, we've been casting and, like, we've been going to some of the events. Like, even, like, Paul was in our production. Like, he's also, you know, was producing at MomoCon, and he'll be at some, you know, cons coming up at the beginning of next year. And so, like, the arena's kind of tied into it. And then we have, like, the extended team that also does those events separate from the arena. But everyone's still kind of, like, interconnected. And it's really cool to see the community getting involved.
It is.
And a little bit of a hot take here as we're filibustering. But, you know, there's been talks of maybe we'll have an event coming up, like, you know, end of 2023, beginning of 2024. We've been in some discussions there.
Yes.
And I don't want to make this claim yet, but I feel like what we're seeing today and what we've been getting from the feedback from some of the players down below, that Vegas could be a really solid place for that. If we do have players and, you know, things work out, you know, that would be a great event next year.
It really would be.
We would like to do it on the East Coast, but the costs are just so high.
It is. I mean, just costs in general right now are high. I mean, it is, and it's not letting up anytime soon. So it's just one of those things that we have to just be able to manage, move forward, and really try and bring this competitive community up. Because this is, like you're seeing here, it's not just about the RNG. It's not just about the loadout. You can win with whatever you want to win with. You just have to be the better racer, and I love it. It just, there's so much to this game that you really can't just play it once and say, all right, I get the gist of it. No, you got to keep practicing it. You got to learn what's new, what's happening, especially with the new DLC that's been coming out consistently. It changes the game up non-stop. It's just so much fun now to have something new to look forward to and something to see. Like just not seeing the same thing over and over and over again. But what we're seeing is Miles getting bumped off with the no item shortcut. He's going to be taking the Lakitu Express back to 12th place. Immortal in second right now. He's going to get item screened by Titan. He's going to grab the 2 and the 1 item boxes going into this last section of the first lap.
Be on the lookout relatively soon for catastrophic shocks that could come and play. Another thing to point out, this is race 3 of 12, so there is a tie-up at the top right now overall with Vantox and Funny Name. Tynan, though, taking that lead. It is a 5D contingent. Danny, looking at his former teammates up here in his view. Was that a snipe?
No, it was close, though. It was close. I don't know how Jacob didn't get sniped there, but now Vantox right behind him, green. He's going to clash.
He's trying to wedge Danny out there.
That's insane.
Danny might have been in a rough spot after that one. We don't know, but that is not Danny. Danny would be in the Donkey Kong, but we're back to Vantox. No. I don't know who this is. Yes, Danny and Vantox are top 2.
Okay. That we'll figure it out eventually. But still, Danny Fathom with that red shell. He's going to be throwing it forward, getting rid of that defense right in front of him. But guess what? In that very glitchy section, that's my worst part about this track, that section is so glitchy. You can't take out the person in front of you. It's pretty ridiculous. But red in pocket for Danny. Let's see if he's going to be able to take out Vantox on this next section. Shock may be in play. A Waluigi in the very back of the pack. There is a possibility for it. Vantox couldn't take that no item shortcut. He's going to get hit by the cardboard cutouts. Those piranha plants are deadly. Now Danny Fathom did not get Shock targeted. Let's see
no shock in play just yet, but it could be happening soon. By the way, mad respect to Danny there when he couldn't see Vantox because of that lag, holding on to his items, because it is like a poker game. Vantox was only showing the coin, but obviously he knew something was happening after that. Huge shock coming into play right now. That's going to dodge a few players, but it is late. Danny takes the win.
Nice. Danny has really showed up. In this semifinals, he played extremely well. He was getting first after first after first. Tynan, 6th place. Miles in 3rd. I mean, genuinely, I wouldn't doubt it if Danny's going to be able to mount a comeback and really show up and take out those insanely strong front pack.
He's 14 back to Vantox. Vantox is up 1 over Funny Name. So there is still a little bit of a battle brewing at the top between the Vegas resident winner, Funny Name, and now Vantox coming in. And then you got to really factor in Miles is kind of creeping in there. And then our Ty and Tynan going to move up. Bear also tied for 7th right now with Jacob. Bear's been having a phenomenal run lately.
Oh, yeah,
it was kind of unclear, you know, he's been missing a few of the last SNSs, traveling, doing personal things.
Yeah.
How well is he going to be preparing? Because we haven't had an SNS for over like about a month and change. So you don't really know where some good players could be. Have they been practicing? Have they not?
Yeah.
And, you know, that's something you definitely got to, when you're playing beside these 11 other players, you got to respect that.
Yeah. It's been a while since we've had this month-long break from that competitive, you know, insight. Because all of these players, they could be rusty. They could be, you know, not practice the game as much as they were, you know, wanted to. I mean, one of the biggest upsets of the night would have to be Sneaks, who unfortunately did not make it through my semifinals. And he had a really good first few races, then couldn't make it through. But then again, they were, you know what? 805 was talking to me. He wasn't practicing as much as he usually does. You know what? And against this competition with players like Miles, Jacob, and otherwise, you know, you're going to have that competition where they're doing wars consistently, doing Mogies nonstop. They know what to expect and how to get around the chaos.
Speaking of chaos right now, this is a huge track pick for Funny Name. His favorite track in the game. We're going to have to keep an eye out and see what happens here. Shock's going to be virtually guaranteed.
Yes.
So we'll have to see what's going to play out.
Mario Kart Stadium. I just like the aesthetics of Mario Kart Stadium. I wish there was more like this, where it's like an actual, like, stadium. You know, you have all the audience. You have the insane scope of the track. I don't know why. Just the environment around the whole racetrack is just so much fun.
You know what actually would be kind of cool? And I'm only going to mention this because we're lap 1. Having like a stadium environment, but with like the, you know, the tour dynamics of the changing track layouts. but it randomizes kind of like the seasons in Animal Crossing and things like that. So you don't know each lap what rotation you're going to get.
Oh, that would be awesome.
But that could be like an epic competitive map. Anyways,
insane. That's actually insane.
I'll explain that a little bit later.
No,
Funny Name is not bagging. He is running for his life. Tynan there with a bomb in second.
Uh-oh.
And this is going to be Funny Name trailing with the bomb.
Now this is going to be interesting. Tynan, he could throw it forward, could throw it back, sees the fire behind him. He is going to be holding on to it. I mean, grabbing second is not a bad thing at all, especially if you're just trying to gain back some points and get yourself up there. But Ty right behind him throws the red. Gets hit by the bomb.
Funny had 2 bombs. Dude, he kind of like lost slid on the first bomb. And I'm like, Funny Name, why did you throw that so wide? You know, because that was a right-hand turn. But he was actually focusing on that second bomb the entire time. Danny turning his motion on here.
Yeah, but
he's
slowed
preparing.
him down. He didn't do it fast enough.
He did not. Another shot coming into play. That is going to dodge a few individuals, a few Waluigis. So that's going to be the 12th player there. We'll see who that's got moving up in the star. Tynan out here in first, looking pretty good right now.
Yes, Tynan with those 2 shrooms. That's going to be huge for him. But guess what? Those shrooms aren't going to protect you from a red shell. And another red going his way.
Funny is going to take out Tynan systematically. Oh, no, it's Kansai. Kansai moves into first. Another red. And Funny Name botches the cut. What's happening?
I do not know. This game is like imploding on itself.
We were cutting so quick, and that was wild.
First place finish. And look at that moving his way up. This is going to be insane.
I think if you had to pick one player this entire week and you had to pick who was the biggest surprise, I think you arguably have to go Kansai.
Absolutely.
Because he has been grinding lounge. He has been trying to work his way through the 6v6 system. He's had some challenges, just bad luck with teams coming and going, and also not sticking with the team. I will say that. But he is literally been on a tear. He was dodging every shock in my semifinal. He was one of the clear leaders going into qualifiers. Like he's very impressive.
He hard carried me, literally beat out Vantox. He had 108 points, played out of his mind. I felt so bad. We literally only need 9 more points. I couldn't pull it out.
Oh,
so
man,
he's
the
just
2v2.
insane. Yeah, he's just been playing out of his mind. And if he consistently does this, he can be a multi-time SNS champion. Because if he plays it like he's playing right now through he's done this weekend, he can easily beat out the rest of the competition. So let's see if he's going to be able to keep that ball rolling into the next Saturday Night Speedways as well.
Yeah, Kansai has gotten multiple second places this year.
Yes.
I know that because I've had multiple second places this year. We're still chasing that elusive SNS title, but I mean, a regional win like this would be even bigger.
It really would be.
Still waiting on one player to pick their track. So maybe it's like a bathroom break. I don't know.
No. If you see on game 1, they're recording the scores. So in between, Mega is putting in the scores as they go. So he's just doing it one race at a time. Then they're allowed to go and pick the last track. So
that's interesting, and I'm curious if that's going to play a factor because normally you go in race into race. If that little breathing room time is going to play a factor in this tournament.
You know, the nerves. I mean, I was talking to like Ty in one of my qualifying races. He was getting raced, or it was like a battle between him and Mario Party King. And he was like, I was shaking. And it's like, I remember those days. I'm like, I understand the nerves now. But like when you come out here and you've spent all this money to be here and really make your name heard, yeah, those nerves are going to add up. And that little time that you have with your thoughts, you're like, just continue the race. Just keep going. That's what I would want, you know?
Going to be going to Piranha Plant Slide here. Yeah, the Twitch chat is a little bit quiet, but I understand there's a lot going on right now. 6th race here. This will be the halfway point right after this. Miles is who we're going to be on board with here. Funny Name, Kansai, they're going to be trying to fight for the whole shot. Vantox still kind of hanging on to Funny Name's heels right now.
Yes, here we are. 6th race. I mean, it feel like it's gone so fast. And where is Funny Name going? That's not where the Piranha Plants are. Tynan gonna bump the side. All around him are Waluigis. And you know how that weight class battle goes. Even though Donkey Kong's a big boy, he's gonna get battled out. Oh! Unfortunately, Funny Name's also gonna get dragged out for those triple greens.
I mean, we even see, other players getting bumped as well too. So yeah, it's pretty wild.
I have actually started to go into the Wiggler territory because I've gotten so sick of getting bumped on Scooty. It's just one of those things where it just feels a lot better to get bumped a tiny bit rather than getting slid all across the stage. Tynan, unfortunately, going to get hit by fire. Bonnie has a horn in hand. Bomb comes out, lands against 4 other competitors. Ty now with the double shrooms. Gets another item box as well. Banana for defense. That's actually huge for him. Vantox right in front of him. Let's see if he's going to be able to take him out.
Yeah, this is a huge, huge position for Vantox right now. Needs to put as much distance as possible between Funny Name. For Ty, it's a matter of breaking up and getting into the pack. As the blue shell is encroaching on Vantox. Ty, could he inherit the lead? Could Miles shroom up here? Vantox is going to have to go wide. Same with Ty. Look for Miles cutting through. He's going to take the lead. He's got defense. Ty's got the red. Vantox could potentially set them up for a snipe. Red coming back from 4th or 5th. And this is where it gets crazy.
Yes, this 3rd lap on Piranha Plant Slide, it is nonstop chaos. It's nonstop insanity. But Vantox somehow does not take out that other competitor with the triple greens. Still right behind him. We're going to see Ty here, the one who somehow did not get dragged out. Red coming his way. Don't know if that was a great move, seeing that he was dragging that green shell. Blue is out. It's going towards Miles.
This is going to be unfortunate for Miles, who was the recipient of the blue and getting into that inherited. Vantox now going to have to be clear with the snipes, but no, Immortal backs him, and Ty goes down as well, and a few players get collected. Their shock coming in late. Tynan gets first?
What?
We can't even, the things are happening so quickly that we can't even keep up with the camera angles.
Tynan, like, funny Jacob, Immortal
Bear. Yeah, we're just kind of at a loss for words because, I mean, you got to factor in these split second reactions.
Yeah.
And we're just like,
ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, man.
And that's just with the Piranha Plant shortcut, right? That's just such a strong